Barakadeo, Barakadeo Shai, Barakadeo, Barakadeo Shai, Kolo Yahawah Shimyo Shai, Shai Barakadash. Double honors to the brothers who teach out in the highways and byways and allow peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom. So this topic for today, it will be with dealing with wicked family members. So I know a lot of brothers, including brothers with children, are living in rough times, especially in the last days. So they're living with wicked family members. First, I like to start with the children. Even for you children now who are not in the truth, very important for you to know about this because this will affect you in the future, including for the lost Israelite tribes, the lost sheep. There's something that we as a nation, even us lost sheep, there's something that we always struggle with, and that's time, where we always wish that we should have done these regrets. But I'm just going to get to the point. So with the righteous children, well, I'll first out with the brothers. For the brothers out there for who are staying with their wicked family members, you can't give in. We are literally almost out of here. And that also includes the children. We are literally almost out of here. And we need to stay strong as a nation, as brothers in arms. Matthew 10:34-35. Think not that I will come to send peace on earth, but a sword. And what do you use with a sword? Well, you usually use it to fight people, to kill people, to wound people. Well, that's why in the beginning of the video I said we need to come together, we need to stay strong, because I would not like it for my brethren, nor for my brethren, any type of brethren, to suffer by the sword. That also includes my brethren, children. I really don't want you to suffer. And so here is now verse 35. For I have come to send a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against the mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And so that's how it's going to be. That's how it is now, and especially going to happen in these last days. A lot of sons, a lot of daughters, well, a lot of fathers and sons, they're usually against each other, because the son may have done something wrong and the father didn't like it, or the son may have said a certain thing that is righteous, like I can't dad, you can't eat pork, or I'm sorry dad, but I can't go to church. And then now let's move to the mother factor. A lot of daughters, and if you're watching this, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, you're a thought, because you probably disrespect your mother every single day. You curse her out probably. And yes, in the scriptures, it is technically your mother's fault, but you also gotta put in, you have to also have humility for yourself. And so you really need to wisen up right now, because if you don't, as it said, in verse 34, think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. So you're going to die by that sword. Not going to sugarcoat it. That's what's going to happen. Now I like to go with the sons. For the sons, you say that, don't disrespect my mom like that. My mama did this. My mama did that. And I'm not going to lie. I used to be like you. I used to think those ways. Don't talk about my mom like that. My mama did this. My mom did this for me. My mom did that for me. But you never really look at the father. What did the father do for you? You come from him. And so I'm about to bring up another precept. It's Jeremiah 3:14. Turn no backsliding children, said the Lord, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city, and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. Just like a couple weeks ago, we saw a girl, which she might have probably had already been through puberty, but let's continue. She was wearing a sweater and without any pants on, bet you probably didn't even have any underwear on. All out, just wearing a sweater that doesn't even fit her, holding her phone and riding a hoverboard. So for you daughters out there, don't be thoughts, don't be hoes. Dig into this truth. Dig into this salvation. Psalms 41:7. All that hate me whisper together against me. Against me do they devise my hurt. And for you children, be honest. Type it down on the comment board. Have you ever went up against a friend, and I mean any type of way? Prank, joke, whether you hated him, whether you just did it, whether it's just your little brother. Didn't you ever spy up against him or make a plan, sneak behind his back? And don't play semantics. Don't be a smarty pants. Let's say you're in the truth. Your family members did that. Well, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen either way. But here's the thing: the family that used to be with you is now against you, and that's affected a lot of brothers, because not just brothers, but children like you. Because if you become in the truth, you're gonna say, "Oh man, I really want to impress my family members. They hate me, but I really don't want them to hate me. But I really gotta serve God. But they said that if I don't do what they want me to do, then that means I'm left to fend for myself." Well, you're just gonna have to make a sacrifice. Sacrifices are important. And no, I don't mean none of those voodoo-like sacrifices. I meant spiritually, mentally. I'm just gonna have to do it for God, really, aka Yahawah. I'm just gonna have to do it. But that's not the case. You guys dance to the trumpet for a while, doing just a little bit, doing half, but then you go back into the world. Hey, I stopped doing this. So, can I have some of that pork? Can I have some of that pepperoni pizza? Can I have some of that crab, lobster? It's like, well, why did you even want to choose it then? If that's the case, it's like ordering a meal. The waiter comes in, asks you what you tell the waiter what you want, and then you say, "Oh, I don't want it anymore." Well, you just waste the waiter's time. So that's what you're doing. You're wasting Yahawah's time, his precious time. Now I'd like to bring in another scripture. Psalm 69:8. I have become a stranger unto my brethren and an alien in my mother's children. It means if once you get into the truth, you're like a weird alien. And because of that, you're going to feel hurt. I would say, man up, deal with it. If you feel hurt by if your family members were to do that, well, there's going to be a lot more people than that. The bigger picture is they're going to be saying a lot of things to you, doing a lot of things to you, making threats to you. And guess what? It's all part of a test to see when you are going to crack. That's what Yahawah's looking. And not just Yahawah, the angels are everywhere. Matthew 12:47. Then no one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. And so, here's a little history about what you call Jesus. Jesus, which is Yahawashi, he had 4 brothers. 2 were against him, 2 were with him. Now, here's the thing. When it says, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with me, that means the true brethren. Because remember, Yahusha had 2 brothers that were with him. And those were the ones desiring. They wanted to speak with him. They wanted to be with him. They were with him all the way until he died. And that's what you have to be. You have to be all the way through. Pushing, all the way to that limit. And remember, because you want to be 144 remnant chosen elect, you're gonna have to put in the work. Back then, our parents, Our parents, they had excuses. We do not. We have the internet. We have all these things. So when you say, or when you type down on the comment board, well, I just don't want to do it. I don't feel like it. My parents don't, what my parents told me not to do, not to follow that. Well, remember what I just said. That is a test. That is to see whether or not you're going to crack, break. That's going to see whether or not you're up for this. And if I bet, this is my opinion, I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of you who's going to say that. And for those, all of you who are going to say that, bye-bye 2/3.